A Life in Books, The Rise and Fall of Bleu Mobley, an illuminated novel with 101 books within it. In No More Mrs. Niceguy, Confessions of a Nice Catholic Girl, Paula Martinez discovers her voice through the transformative power of hard-earned rage.
I'm reading this bestseller by this famous psychologist guy about the power of forgiveness. He's pounding his thesis like a 12-inch nail into my head, same point, over and over. The really annoying thing is, he's leaving out a tremendous amount of information and his reasoning is fuzzy. I can write his whole book in a single paragraph, in one sentence. Why even bother? I pick up a 3-month-old magazine. The cover article is written by the same famous psychologist guy. I've been waiting 45 minutes. I woke up to the receptionist and say, I understand Dr. Crenshaw is a very important man and that his time is extremely valuable and mine is worth nothing. But can you give me a clue how much more of it I have to waste before I get called in to wait in yet another room and have to sit there half naked, feeling vulnerable and humiliated for God only knows how long? I don't really say that. I don't even get up from the chair. I just sit there staring at the waiting room paintings. The large sunset watercolor, the lighthouse painting with the whitecaps lapping over the rocks, the big-eyed puppy dog prints. If this doctor is as good in medicine as he is in his taste in art, I am in serious, serious trouble. After waiting 30 more minutes, I do get up and talk to the receptionist. Excuse me, ma'am, how much longer do you think? My appointment was for 2 o'clock and it's 3:15. I realize I'm just a patient, but I'm really not that patient a patient when it comes to waiting in waiting rooms for hours after the time of my appointment. Someone behind me starts clapping. 2 or 3 others join in. I turn around, all 9 people are applauding my little tirade. 2 of them are standing. 3 more stand to join them. I'm getting a standing ovation for being a pushy asshole. I'm not really sure it's a good thing reinforcing this kind of behavior. Less than a minute later, I get called in to see the doctor. Prior to 6 months ago, I wouldn't have dared speak to anyone like that. I would have simply waited for however long and felt grateful that my name was called at all. I've lived most of my life like a quiet little mouse. Sister Lucia always told us not to complain. Life is hard, she'd often say with the grim expression of a life filled with joyless obligations. Have patience in this life and you'll reap the benefits in heaven. Father Michael, Sister Henrietta, and Sister Agnes had cheerier dispositions, though they all praised the virtues of keeping quiet, especially if you were a girl. For the next quarter century, I pretty much kept my thoughts private. Then 6 months ago, I found a lump under my arm. Waiting became a matter of life and death. Waiting for my name to be called. Waiting for interminable weekends to turn into Monday when the doctor could look at the lab results. Waiting for the phone to ring. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, till finally I'm told to come into the office. I come in. My primary care doctor asks me which I would like to hear first, the good news or the bad news. I say, I'm not a child, just tell me. He says, okay. The bad news is you have cancer. The good news is it's stage 1, and we have an excellent record at eradicating this particular cancer when we catch it this early in the game. A week later, a different doctor, about to inject me with a very large needle, says, would you prefer I sing to you or tell you a joke? Just give me the goddamn needle and get it over with. Was that a sane thing to say to a man with a needle in his hands? You wouldn't think so, but it was a painless shot, and that doctor has treated me with the utmost respect ever since. No songs, no jokes, no talking to me like I'm a child. Now that I'm violating every rule I ever learned about being a nice Catholic girl, my life is taking a turn for the better. After I told my boss he could take his lousy executive assistant position and shove it up his flat, greedy ass, he offered to give me a raise. I quit anyway. I tried the same thing with my husband, but he's being so nice to me now. I'm not about to give up the special treatment. We'll see how long it lasts. Just yesterday, I went to my father's grave and talked to him.
Won't ask for your blessing, Dad. Don't need that anymore. You know, for 41 years, I felt this beam of rejection coming from you to me, like bzzz, bzzz. Even after you died, I felt it coming right under my arm. But you know what? They just irradiated the receiver, zapped it down to nothing. So there's no use in even trying to put me down anymore. You know, after you died, I asked Christopher if he felt bad that you and he never got a chance to reconcile. He said, what was to reconcile? We totally saw eye to eye. We both didn't ever want to see each other or talk to each other for the rest of our lives. I asked him, didn't you once in 16 years ever want to just pick up the phone and say, hey, Dad, it's your long-lost son, Chris. How you doing? He shook his head and laughed. I could never be that way. I've always come crawling back to you like a dutiful daughter, and here I am again. But from now on, everything is going to be on my terms. Any fits of anger, they're going to be coming out of me, and there's nothing you can do about it. You're just going to have to lie here and listen.
After I said my piece, I had a good cry. I kissed his plot and whispered,
That's it for now, Daddy. That's my gift to you this month. The truth. That's my reconciliation, like it or not.